We are back again with a brand new episode of Another 24. I am your extraordinarily handsome host, Taurus Montez, and today I got a very special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Now, this guest is an entrepreneur. He is a luxury barbershop owner, and not only that, he's helping other business owners fund their businesses with business credits.
Absolutely.
I got the one, the only Ameer in the building. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, my brother? How you doing today, man?
Good, I'm good. Can't call it.
Yes, sir.
Man, I gotta ask you, man. Tell me what you got on, bro. Tell me the designers. What we doing?
Hey, man, this right here I just got from D&K, man. I ain't even go too crazy on the suit. The name of my company is Green and Gold Enterprises, so that's why I went with the green, just because we're in the fall time, winter times, Christmas around the corner. So that's why we got on the green tie, and then my lemon pepper steppers from Cole Haan. So yeah, man, nothing too crazy, but when you know how to find the right deal, you can make it look good. So
yeah, man, looking sharp.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you.
Now, what's the green and gold symbolize?
So the reason why I went with green and gold is because anybody I tell that's creating their business, you don't want your name of your company or your LLC to restrict you just to an umbrella. Okay. So when I was sitting down thinking about it, of course I knew we was gonna do funding, we was gonna do credit, but I just ain't want to be the credit expert or come, funding this, capital that. Of course I have a DBA, G&G Capital. That's just for the funding side, but I wanted my umbrella to be when I take it to banks. When you see it, you don't even know what that is. So Green and Gold Enterprises came from green is the currency, gold is the literacy. So therefore, we're dealing with capital. That's why we went green, and then gold is literacy because we know that's one of the greatest commodities ever created. So and then enterprises just so that people know that we have a lot of different things in the umbrella to offer. So that's exactly how we came up with Green and Gold Enterprises.
Right, man, that's deep,
yes, sir.
man.
Yeah, I appreciate
Symbolic.
that. I appreciate that. Yes, sir.
That's what's up, man. So tell me about you growing up, because I feel like, I've interviewed hundreds of business owners. I've talked to thousands probably at this point. And, you can always see the vestiges of their entrepreneurship from when they were young. You
Absolutely.
see the origins of it. So
Absolutely.
What was it like for you growing up? Were you always a hustler selling candy, selling drugs, stuff like that?
Well, man, since we're going to be fully transparent, for one, I'm a first generation American. So my folks are from Guyana, South America. Me and my first cousins were the first ones actually born and raised here in America. So coming from a Caribbean household, but growing up in a traditional school system, it was always a challenge. It was always trying to keep up with what they call the Joneses by wearing Jordans and Nike and all those things. When my parents, when they grew up, they had two shoes, a black and a brown. You see what I'm saying? There weren't no sneakers. These are penny loafers. These are, dress shoes that they're wearing every day, that their shoe shining, keeping them up and making sure they last at least 2-3 years. When over here in the culture, every 90 days, every 6 months, you get new stuff. So that was very, 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 it was very challenging just growing up, being in America, especially growing up in the east side of Atlanta, going to Marbury Elementary, Salem Middle School, and MLK High School. I definitely got bullied a lot because my parents just did what they could. They never really knew the designer things of life. As long as you had something on your back that was of quality and you had something on your feet, that's all you needed. Right. So my very first job was at 12. My family, we sold homemade ice cream at festivals, carnivals, and different private events if we'll get booked for it. So they put me at the cash register. And I asked my aunt, this probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I said, why did y'all let a fresh teenager handle all the money? They said it was two things. One, your smile, and two, we knew you knew numbers. So I'm like, smile? I don't even smile like that. And then when I thought about it, they will always force me, Ameer, smile, look happy, talk to the people, and I'll do it, and we'll get sales. So that was my very, very first taste of entrepreneurship, being a business owner. My aunt, she's ran her veterinary office for about 43 years now. Her husband has a veterinary office. My dad is a mechanic. He's had several shops. So I got a lot of different family members that, they might have worked a job, but they also had their own thing going. So just going through that and seeing how schools force us to kind of be workers, it really allowed me to say, you know what, instead of just following the typical go to school, get a good job, work, retire, let's create something that can be passed on, because I've had cousins of my own step into roles that their parents created, and now they're living just as well. So that's kind of my upbringing, just being a Caribbean American and understanding the values of the Caribbean lifestyle, but taking advantages of things that here in America, the land of the free.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's dope. So you've your bloodline is just business.
Yeah,
owners.
hustlers, man. Hustlers. They
right?
got to get to it, man, because at the end of the day, you walking miles to go to school. You got cattle and sheep to take care of. So when I go back home and we see everything, it's definitely grounding and definitely brings me back to my roots. Because over here in America, man, you could just do the bare minimum, just going to work, go to sleep, and just start it all over again, which, they call the rat race.
Right.
Yeah.
You wake up and you be 90 years old and you be like, damn, we're out of time.
Literally.
So fast forward to you graduate and you start barbershop.
Yeah.
When did you start cutting hair? When did that come into the fold?
Okay, so my story is kind of funny. So as I said, my dad's a mechanic, right? So in DeKalb County, they have DeKalb High School of Technology South, where essentially you leave your school for either one block or 2 periods. My school, we had 7 periods. Other schools, they were on block schedules. So you either leave for 1 block or 7 periods. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to go do auto mechanics. Like I said, I've been working with my dad summers. I knew how to change oil, tires, spark plugs, all the basic stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to be an adult now. I'm about to buy my first car. Let me understand how to work on my car. Class was full. So I said, okay, I know I don't want to do no home ec. I don't know I done did French 2 years. I'm not trying to do all those BS electives. Right. So I said, all right, cool, let's do this. Let me see what else do they have to offer. It was either engineering, which I ended up becoming anyway, but I didn't do engineering, healthcare science, or barber. So when I saw the barber, I'm like, you know what? This might be something here. Let's just try it out. What's the worst that could happen? Because I had it all even. Cats like you that had hair and dreads and locks and stuff like that, they probably weren't ready because we had to cut each other. So my 11th grade year, I was middle of the pack. I wasn't the best, I wasn't the worst, but I was in the middle of the pack. I had people coming through, and I was able to build some form of traction within my school. Came back senior year as a teacher assistant, and I just asked my mentor, I think it was last year, because we did a dedication for her. I said, Coach, why did you allow me, and this is a lady that taught us how to cut hair, Miss Breela, shout out to her. I said, Coach, why did you choose me to be a teacher assistant out of everybody? Like, Edgar was better than me, a few other people was better than me, but they were seniors as well, and there was only one other junior in the class. I'm like, why didn't you choose them? So like, Ameer, 1, you were mature, you can handle responsibility, and 2, you are a fast learner. Anytime you would mess up on something and I'll show you how to do it, within a week or 2, you got it mastered. We didn't have to worry about that again. Right. So knowing that I could teach you things and you could actually remember it, let's put you in a place of to where now I can have help, because she was getting older. So I said, that's a blessing. So that's why I got into that, went to Savannah State my freshman year, and started cutting there. And that's when it turned from a hobby to a business, because I was just going around cutting hair. Whoever let me put clippers, like whoever was dumb enough to let me put clippers to their head, 11th grade, 12th grade year, shout out to y'all, because y'all were the foundation. But understanding that in school, bro, we didn't have a lot of time to work. And if you were working in school, you literally were going from class to work, to bed, to try to study, do your homework, then back to class, then back to work. So being able to create my own schedule, kind of set my own prices and cut hair on campus, it allowed me to really build traction and get people to trust in my brand and, allow me to cut their hair. And just kind of turned up from there.
So being a barber, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. You got one barber, you stick with them, right?
Hey, I'll tell a lot of people they'll cheat on their lady before they cheat on their barber.
Facts. Because that's, like you said, that's a lot of trust, bro.
Yeah.
Because you responsible for this tape up. You push me back, but we gonna have a problem.
Absolutely.
Now, what was that learning how to do the actual technical side, the art of barbering, making sure the line is straight, making sure you're using the right guards? How was that process? Did you enjoy it?
Overall, now that I hindsight, I did, but it took a lot of fuck-ups, bro. I'm just going to be transparent, bro. It took a lot of fuck-ups, and it took a lot of people being dissatisfied. It took a lot of people going to other barbers and then actually coming back and showing me, like, hey, bro, this is what I want it to look like. Can you do this? And I just tried my best. And after a while, it just started to click. Like, I just got better. I never really got too deep into the YouTube University, but one thing I did do when I would come back to Atlanta, all my barbers or the barbers that were in the class that still cut hair, I'll pull up on them and watch them for hours. Like, my haircut appointment might not be till 3 o'clock. I'm pulling up at 12:31. Right. I'm sitting there talking, we politicking, I'm talking to other barbers. And now my technique is probably a blend of like 13 or 14 different barbers all in one. So having mentorship and then also being transparent enough with myself to say, I don't know everything. Let me go sit down and talk to some guys that do. And God put a lot of mentors in my place to allow me to sharpen my blade and get a lot better. So, messing up a lot and then just talking to people that had the results I was looking for.
Got you. Now, it's one thing to be a barber and rent a chair, rent a booth, or however it works.
Yeah.
But it's another thing to have your own shop.
Yeah.
So when did that moment happen?
It's a sad story, but it's an inspiring story. So I just had my son. He's just turned 2 this year. So I was working underneath a barber in the shop as an apprentice, and when I was doing cosmetology, because at that time I wanted to learn how to color. At that time, you know, that's when locks was doing, you know, bleaching your tips and everything like that. A lot of guys wanted blonde tips in their afros and stuff. So I said, you know what? If I can learn cosmetology, do simple braids, plaits, and stuff like that, now I can go from just cutting hair to being a stylist. So when I was working for him, that was about 19, 20 months I was working. We kind of had a little debacle, and we had a conversation, and I thought everything was good. 48 hours later, I wake up to a text message saying, hey, bro, I think it's best we go our separate ways. Come pack up your stuff. I was livid. Like, I wanted blood. Like, I was ready to fight. He's twice my age. Like, I was ready to set it off. You know what I'm saying? So at that moment is when I realized, like, bro, it's not like, you know how they say don't bite the hand that feeds you, but it's a different when the hand that feeds you bites you. So now you got to make a decision. Am I going to keep letting this hand that's feeding bite me, or am I going to create my own table so I can create my own plate and feed myself? So shout out to my boy D. He gave me an opportunity to come work in his shop, and I worked there for 14 months. And I came across a very, very, very well-known pastor. I won't say his name because he's very private. But he pulled me to the side and said, hey, bro, I can tell you're different, and I can tell you have something to offer. If you stay in this shop, you're not gonna grow. And when I had that conversation, it broke me, because at first it was just like, bro, you don't even know what I just went through to even get to this point. Like, this is not where I was supposed to be. This is not where I planned on being. But I took the time, and that's when, we took the time. I built out the LLC and everything like that the year before. Got with my mentorship to learn business credit and funding and everything like that. Got my personal credit fixed. I tell people all the time, I started at a 558 credit score. So this is coming from somebody that was in the toilet and now was able to flush and, you know, start over with a better picture. So creating that was something that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna create something that nobody can take from me ever again, because having that plug snatched and that rug snatched from under you, bro, it was a sick feeling. My lady was 8 months pregnant. So now it's like, she in school to be a chiropractor. You know, my mom working all day, her mom working all day. We didn't have no savings. We trying to make things happen. So that's when I realized, like, bro, I gotta have something that nobody will ever take from me. And that's how I came up with Royal Blessings. And then I got the space last December, rented out a luxury apartment, and just turned that up and just got my own little space where it's a high class, high ambiance type of feeling. And now my clients come and they feel like royalty every time they leave the shop.
That's dope, man. It's something about having that experience at a barbershop, because, you know, as man, the barbershop is sacred, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So having a area where we can come, you know, let our hair down, quote unquote, and just be men. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Talk and just, you know, talk shit. Whatever.
Yeah. They say if you can't be straight in the barbershop, where can you be straight?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So that's good. I'm glad that you're creating that experience for us, because we be needing that, man.
Absolutely. Especially as black men, bro. I tell people I'm an unlicensed therapist, man. If I can remember all the things people have told me about the lies and things they struggle with, it's really a blessing to be able to carry that and still offer them a service that, you know, makes them feel whole again.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you've mentioned a few times that people saw something in you that you didn't necessarily see in yourself. What does that mean to you? How does that feel to know that people were actually believing in you?
Bro, that's what kept my nose above water. You know how some people say, oh, I need to keep my head above water? It's going to be times where the only thing that's above water is your 2 nostrils. You know what I'm saying? And my mom, my lady, my mentors, those set of individuals, my pops, those were the individuals where at times, especially my parents, they didn't understand what the hell I was doing. Especially when I was trading Forex. Like I said, I went to school, got an engineering degree. They talking about, oh yeah, you're going to be a 6-figure engineer and can work for this company and that company. And I'm looking at them like, bro, I'm not on that. Like, I got this engineering degree as a safety net. This is something that, you know, this is the fallback plan. A lot of people, I looked it up just the other day because my lady, she's a chiropractor. Only 1.5% of black women become chiropractors. Less than 2% of black men become engineers. So I did something that literally majority of the world has never done or even attempted to accomplish. So I said, that's the safety net. To them, that was the pinnacle. To me, that was the bottom of the totem pole. You know what I'm saying? So having certain individuals, especially my mom's, because me and my dad butt heads a lot because he just couldn't understand the American way. Of course, he knew a little bit about credit. He knew about going to school. But it was at one point in time, he told me, he was like, I don't care if you got to go to this school, or that school. We're not sending you back down there to South Georgia to be by yourself. Because my freshman year, I failed 1 class. Just 1. And he was like, nah, you got to stay here. You're going to move back into the crib. I don't care if you got to do 2 at Georgia Gwinnett, 2 at Georgia State. So It wasn't always peaches and cream. It wasn't always easy. But at the end of the day, if I came to them with a plan, I told them this is what my heart desires, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. So either you support me or you don't. That's what allowed me to separate myself from other people's approval and just know that, like, as long as this is my favorite saying. I pray like it's up to God. I work like it's up to me. Ultimately, I never fail, because failure is a part of the process. Those that fail the fastest learn the quickest. But once I realized, as long as I'm working and I'm praying and God got me, I'm going to get whatever I want. So having that faith, which my mom and my family put into my grandfather, he's a deacon of the church, just having that faith and knowing that relationship with God truly allowed me to be a great person and accomplish a lot of different things. Just having those people in the physical realm definitely helped.
Amen. Yeah. Amen. Now, take me back to that moment where you had to exit from the shop you were in and being an apprentice. Your girl's pregnant, not knowing which way is up now. Like, take me back to that moment. Like, what did that spark anything different in you? Did that change something in your mind? Is that something where you realize, like, nah, this shit gotta work?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. You have kids?
Nah.
No? Okay, so you probably won't be able to feel this until you have that moment. But as a man, bro, especially as an ambitious man, you're going to have a fire underneath your ass regardless.
Facts.
And because men, we're hunters, we're gatherers, we got to go get something. So as long as you're a go-getter from foundation-wise, you're going to have that fire in you. But when you get that phone call saying I'm pregnant, boy, it's either one or two things. You going cold or you going supernova. You know what I'm saying? Going cold is, no disrespect to them out there, is the deadbeats. Those that just do the minimum. They don't want to be a part of the process. But because me knowing my name, Ameer, means prince in Arabic, and of course we know what Abraham means of being the Bible and everything like that, I knew I was destined for greatness. I knew that there was going to be some form of luxury in my life just due to the fact that I've always gravitated towards the higher things in life. So at that specific time, grinding literally 7 days a week. I'm cutting hair 7 days a week. House calls. I'm talking about, whoever need a haircut, I'm trying to cut it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And to have that snatch from me, bro, it really stripped me raw. Like, it really made me realize, like, hey, bro, you can't keep expecting somebody to save you. My very last refund from Georgia Southern, I had a conversation with myself, and I looked in the mirror. I said, this is going to be the last time somebody hands you some money, and you can't, you got to do something with it. So now it's like, all right, we got to be a go-getter. We got to be on top of our finances. We got to save. We got to have some things. I didn't even know about credit then. Like I said, my credit was in the toilet. But at that very specific moment, man, my lady, she spoke life into me. My family spoke life into me, but none of them words would have mattered if I didn't know I had a life to live for myself, because there's a lot of people that commit suicide. There's a lot of people that get strung out on drugs because they'll hit a brick wall and they don't know how to get back up. Right. So that's my biggest testimony of knowing, like, all right, I hit a wall moving 120 miles an hour, and I got to pull myself back together, because in 6 weeks, which literally was 6 weeks, my son was born, and she took 3 months off from school. So at that point, it's like, it's literally all on me,
Yeah.
So yeah, bro, that moment really right there, like I said, stripped me of what I thought was life, and I had to rebuild that up piece by piece.
Yeah, rise to the occasion, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Literally.
All right, now, being an entrepreneur is entrepreneur is one word.
Right.
But if you really think about everything an entrepreneur has to do, you got to wear a lot of different hats. You got to be a lot of different people. You got to fulfill a lot of different roles.
Yeah.
Like, what is the most misunderstood thing about being an entrepreneur?
That's a great question. I would have to say this, and you probably heard it before. Most people get tired of their 9 to 5, so they choose entrepreneurship, not realizing now you got to work 24/7.
Right.
So if you were lazy at that job, I can guarantee you're going to be lazy in your business. So every time I work somewhere, every time I would butt heads with management, is because I'm forward thinking or I'm doing something outside of my role. So being confined into a box, like I say, a shark is only going to grow as big as to the fish tank that it's in. So either you're going to be in a fish tank, 50 gallon, or you're going to be in the ocean. So I tell people all the time, if you can't even find success in the company you work for, or find some type of routine or discipline, bro, you're going to suck. You're going to suck at entrepreneurship. So I tell people all the time, if you don't want to work 24/7, if you don't even believe in your product enough to where if nobody buys anything for 30 days and you still get up and present information or go after sales or products, just leave it alone. Just find you a good, high-paying job that gives you work-life balance, because as entrepreneurs, there's no work-life balance.
Yeah, it's over with.
There's no work-life balance. The only balance that matters is the balance in your bank account. Right. For sure. Right. So, yeah, bro, being an entrepreneur is not easy. And it's not for everybody. Not at all. I tell people that all the time. We'll get on consultations. Oh, I want to fix my credit. I want to do this. And I ask them straight up, what motivates you? What's your why? What hurts you? Why do you want to do this? Most of the time it's the material things. Oh, I want a nice house. I want a nice car. And no disrespect to the black community, but this whole generational wealth thing, it's a very sticky subject. And I say that because, one, if you don't have life insurance, the next generation is always going to fall off. So if you don't even have a life insurance policy, please don't talk about no life insurance. Secondly, if you don't even have a trust or anything of value, assets, the next generation is going to be stuck and starting over from zero. So those are the very first two things I tell every entrepreneur. If you really want to make sure your generations are straight, life insurance, not just on yourself, but on your business and business partners, and then just having a trust in the will that actually pass on your assets so the state and the government don't take it when you die.
Hey, that's a gem. I hope y'all listening.
For sure. For sure.
Now, what are those early days? What were those early days of the barbershop like? What is something that people or that you're embarrassed about in those early days?
Man, I didn't really have a lot of confidence, bro. And I know people that allowed me to cut their hair, they probably thought I was overconfident, but I was really just hoping that they didn't ask the right question and now I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? You know how you ever been in an interview and you kind of know a little bit of the course material, or even showing up to a test like, oh, I know the basic things, but if they throw this specific process on there, oh, I'm fucked. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, honestly, it was at Savannah State. And I was cutting in, it's Bostic Hall. So for all my folks that went to Savannah State, y'all know Bostic Hall. They're shutting it down and rebuilding. It was the community dorms where I had to take a caddy, shower shoes, and literally share a shower and all those things. So I'm cutting out there.
Georgia State. I'm sorry. I don't know about that. I'm sorry. I went to the Red GSU.
Oh, we ain't gonna start that now. We ain't gonna start that now. Southern Over State always. But the RD, the residential director or whatever they call it, came out there and said, "Hey, bro, you know you can't do this." I said, huh? I'm like, bro, I'm just cutting hair. I'm just trying to make everybody. Bro, you can't do that. Like, straight up. No emotion, no, you could try. It was just straight. You can't do that. So I said, all right, cool. Like, and that was embarrassing because I had 5 dudes sitting there waiting on me to cut their hair while I went in the chair. So they sitting there watching college football because it was Saturday. So now they looking at me like, bro, what you gonna do? Like, bro, he just told you straight up you can't cut our hair. Like, what we gonna do? And at that moment, bro, I had to literally sit down and realize, like, all right, am I gonna let this moment define me, or am I gonna find a way? I went to another hall, right up in the circle, talked to the regional director, told him exactly what it is. I told him, I'm barely getting financial aid. My folks ain't got no money. This is the only way I'm gonna survive. Cause once I get done with these 8 meal swipes for the week, bro, I'm literally eating oatmeal out the microwave. You know what I'm saying? Right. And because he felt my conviction, and because I wasn't embarrassed enough to, I wasn't scared to tell somebody my situation, I just told him straight up what it is. He blessed me with an opportunity, and like I told you in the beginning, man, it just took off from there. So that was a very embarrassing moment because now I had eyes, literally 10 set of eyes looking at me like, oh well, what you gonna do now?
Cut, man.
Yeah, like, bro, either I'm finna go get this car, I'm gonna go to the next nigga up. You know what I'm saying? So that really was embarrassing, but I took that embarrassment and turned it into fuel and still found the outcome, because at the end of the day, bro, resilience is not created, it's built off situations that force you to be.
Man, that nigga a hater, man. Whoever he was, bro, he a hater, bro.
I mean, he had something to protect. So, but at the end of the day, I think he was bald. If my memory serves me correct, I think he was bald. So it's not like he couldn't even come and do anything with me anyway. Right. But yeah, man.
It be like that, man. It's always one hater, bro. Always. But okay, so fast forward to you have your luxury shop. You got your consistent clients. Yeah. You're at a point where you're self-sustained. You got a good thing going. Yeah. I'm sure that took a lot of doubt, a lot of hard work, a lot of
L's.
Like you said, working 7 days a week, a lot of L's. What are the top 3 lessons you think you've learned about not only being an entrepreneur, but being a man building a business like that?
Ooh. He said not even being an entrepreneur, being a man. 1, strangers gonna support you before your family. I would tell people that all the time. Strangers will support you before your family will. And I say that because I launched my profile on the Cut app July 2023. I don't even know if I have 600 people in my family alive now, but I have over 600 clients, names, numbers, and emails in my contact list on the Cut app. Now, I say that specific number because we know we got friends, we got cousins, we got associates. there are more strangers in the world than there are people that you know. Right. And if you are afraid to talk to strangers, if you're afraid to get out there and talk to people you don't know, I guarantee you're never gonna find any type of success. So that's the entrepreneur tenure. As a man, I just started going to therapy about 3 months ago. And the biggest lesson as a man, bro, nobody's gonna save you, bro. I guarantee you. When grandma died, because when I lost my grandma in 2018, that was my savior. That was the one person where if I'm in any type of trouble, Priscilla Telford was gonna make sure I'm good, right? But when she left, of course, my dukes, always, but it's certain things as a man that you gotta face and deal with on your own. Your mama can't save you, daddy can't save you. I tell people all the time, human beings are nothing but compositions of their experiences. Right. So if you never had real experiences, you can't call yourself a real person. So as a man, bro, yeah, nobody's gonna come to save you. As an entrepreneur, strangers are gonna support you more than anything than people that you know, because they don't see, like a lot of people, they see me put on a suit and do all this, they still see young Ameer that was wearing, busted shoes and all that, just because they have that memory. It's no knock on them, but that's who they see me as. But now me meeting you, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know me 3 weeks ago, but now we have a different level of respect because of how I present myself and how I move. So when you actually elevate, you get a blank sheet when you're dealing with strangers than when you're dealing with people that know you. And then I don't mean to put it last, but I put it last because more importantly is having a relationship with God, bro. You gotta have a relationship with God, bro. Because, bro, he's a miracle worker, bro. Like, it's too many situations, it's too many times where I'm just sitting there like, bro, it had to be you. Like, I don't even, like, when people say, oh, I pray, and, they say thy and thee and Lord, and say, bro, I talk to God like he my partner. You know what I'm saying? I respect him, of course. I don't get willy-nilly. Right. But when I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, just keep it real with me. Like, show me the light. Don't just, let me know if I'm going left or if I'm going right, and have that conversation and build that relationship. So a lot of people are like, oh, you got to be in the church and all that. I go to church on holidays. I ain't gonna lie. We just did my son's baby dedication a couple months ago. I have pastors that I have great relationships with. Right. They try to get me to come to Bible study and everything like that. And I'm going to work on that. Just, I'm in a grind season right now. Like, if it's not about family or business, it's really not that important. But because I know how big faith is, I got a lot of friends that pray over me. I pray over them. When my clients are going through stuff, I put the clippers down and say, hey, bro, let's just break out in a word of prayer. You know what I'm saying? Before we started this podcast, I said a word. I said, God, let's just make this the best episode my band has ever had. You know what I'm saying? Just those having that relationship. So if you're scared to talk to strangers, your business is not going to grow. If you're scared to do stuff alone, you're not going to be a man. And lastly, if you don't have a relationship with God, bro, you're going to fail, bro. You're going to fail. You're probably not going to get back up. Yeah. So you got to have that faith.
Man, I ain't going to lie, those great, man, great.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a clip. They're gonna clip that. But that last one, that God piece, man, that keeps coming up in just about every interview I do. Yeah. Man. Everybody I talk to is like, yeah, you're gonna learn, you're gonna know God, man. You're gonna know God trying to do something hard, trying to do something that's never been done. Absolutely. That you don't have a blueprint for. Absolutely. It's some things, like you said, are just unexplainable. Yeah. It's just like, I don't know how this is gonna work. Yeah. But when it worked, I know that was because of God.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Now, what is it that you think that some of these barbers are doing wrong?
Oh, they gonna be pissed off with this one. Where do I begin? Number one, bro, these enhancements have gone too far. It's gone too far. It's gone too far. And I say it's gone too far because when enhancements first started, it was like chemistry. You actually had to actually build the enhancement dye color that you're using. Get a little mixture, a little powder, mix a little water, a little alcohol. There was a process. So when you had people doing enhancements, it's not they just went and bought a bottle from Tomb 45 or Titanium or whoever. They actually built their color so that it would look and last a certain type of way. Now you can go to the beauty supply and get a can and a piece of card, and you can just all day long. So a lot of these young barbers, they're not taking the time how to learn how to fade. They're not understanding clipper over comb. They're just trying to get a little light to dark, well, not even a blend, just trying to go from light to dark, skin to hair, and then slap some enhancers on there, trying to get these sharp lines. And some of them look good. But a lot of clients that come to me after they wash that stuff out, now you see, you know what I'm saying, it's wave in the water. Right. So that's number one. And two, community, bro. There's not a lot of community. A lot of barbers these days, man, like competitions, these events, is they trying to one up When I grew up in the barber, like especially in the barbershop, being 28 years old, bro, that was community.
Right.
Like you'll go to the barbershop Saturday morning, and it's first come, first serve. It might be 12 people in front of you. You ain't care. Right. You know what I'm saying? You go grab your coffee, you go grab your something to eat. You chilling in the barbershop, you talking about high school football, you talking about whatever's going on. Women, of course, you know how the barbershop go. We ain't gonna share all the secrets. Right. But it's not a lot of community anymore. And that's why I went to the sweet life. And a lot of people are like, well, you grew up in the barbershop. You know, the barbershop is where it's supposed to be. Like you said, you know, that's where you go and become a man. But a lot of these barbershops aren't barbershopping like they used to. They're not investing in marketing. They're not investing in other products outside of a haircut. They're not moving with the times when it comes to like ring lights and lighting and stuff like that. They still want that old classic feel, which in certain markets will work. But we're talking about Atlanta, bro. Yeah. Like, bro, you could walk past somebody with $100,000 in their pocket, you wouldn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? Or you could walk around with someone nothing in their pocket and they look like they're worth $100,000. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I went with the sweet life is because I care about my clients. Like there's just about 50% of my clients, I call them right now, and I can tell you probably what they're dealing with, what they're going through, because I actually care. So that's community and having that real relationship. And it's just to the point I knew I built something great because my son was at the shop with me just a couple days ago, and my client Roderick, man, he just got my most valuable client award earlier this year because he's been rocking with me every week. Like 52 weeks in the year, I'm seeing him 50 times. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not missing. He got to be sick or out of town. And my son ran up to him like, give me a hug. And I'm just like, hold up. Like you only seen this man a few times, but because he shows up to the house when we do events, because he came to my son's birthday party, because he's actually involved in our life, now he has a relationship with my son that's only 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of barbers can't say that because they're not even putting themselves in a place to be vulnerable enough with their clients and build real rapport and real community. So yeah, these enhancements and the lack of care when it comes to these cuts. And then secondly, they don't have community. They don't care about the people no more. They just trying to get as many dollars, $100 cuts. I done paid $125 for a cut. It's probably one of the worst fades I've ever had. No lie. He had a beautiful setup, got the shampoo, the hot towel, did all that. Fade was trash. So it's just like, if I'm going to pay high ticket, give me high ticket. Right. If I'm going to pay low ticket, I know what comes with that. So a lot of barbers, man, that $45 to $65 range, bro, some people can afford $65. Most people can afford $45. As long as you're giving full-on service and you're taking your time with it, man, you're just worth it every time.
Yeah, y'all barbers need to tighten up, man. Some of y'all.
For sure, please, because y'all making it hard for the barbers that really care out here.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So you have enhanced your entrepreneurial skills.
Absolutely.
And you have transitioned into another realm.
Yeah.
Of business funding for businesses, small business owners. So where did that idea come into play?
Okay. So shout out my boy Stad Waiters. Y'all definitely get with him. All glory be to him when it comes to business funding and credit. Again, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing when it came to credit. And he went to Georgia Southern with me. He's an electrical engineer. I'm a civil engineer. So he's a year older than me as well. So he graduated right before me, played football, was going on to his football journey. He's played a little bit of, not NFL, but the league right before. He was still playing pro ball, but it wasn't the NFL. And he was working at Georgia Power. Hated it. You know, he was making great money. Same thing. Came from a Caribbean family background. Them like, oh, you're an engineer. You're making almost $100,000. Like, they think he made it. Whole time he's unfulfilled. Still feeling empty at the end of the day. And, bro, it just went from the power, he pulling up in the Georgia Power truck to pulling up in the I-8 to the C8 to now he has his C8, McLaren 570, 520, and as well as a Rolls-Royce Ghost. So when he went from the Georgia Power truck to the I-8, I said, hey, bro, what going on, bro? Like, what you doing, bro? Because I know you, what's going on? I know this is more than just Georgia Power. He was like, bro, I started doing credit. So I'm like, oh, so credit repair hitting like that? He was like, yeah, bro, this, that, and that, third. So every week he's coming in, getting his cut. He's putting me down, telling me little hacks, how to get in with certain banks, things like that. So I'm like, all right, cool. I said, you know what, bro? Like I said, that situation happened. I said, Stay, I don't care what the price is. I got $250 right now. Like I said, I don't care what the price is. I got $250 right now. Let's start working on my credit. Bro, within like 4.5 months, I was at a 700 credit score. So I'm like, Stead, how did you do this? And this is when things changed. He was like, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't even know what my team did to get you there. They just did what they're supposed to. You see how, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, I know he knows what to do, but because he has so many clients and he has a team, people working for him, has VAs, he can't even tell me what account came off to make my score jump. He's actually running a business. So I'm like, oh, so you're not just out here just hustling. You actually have a business with SOPs, with structure and everything like that. So then he started his mentorship. So I said, all right, I've been in other mentorships before. I've had mentors, but because we're close in age, we got similar background, I don't mind giving you 4 figures to invest in your mentorship. And from that day forward, everything took off. Everything took off, from my personal score not being correct, being able to get my first client, getting funded myself, getting other clients funded. That's what really allowed me to see, like, all right, cool, bro, this is a need, because 80% of businesses fail for a lack of capital. So now that I know that there's a need and there's new businesses being created every day and there's businesses being dissolved every day, capital's gonna always be there. So I literally sell money. Yeah.
Especially in Atlanta, man. That's a good business there.
I'm telling you.
Now, what are some of the similarities between owning a luxury barbershop and being a credit or business funding expert?
Oh, man. When it comes to credit repair, bro, and this is why I had to hire a team and kind of move hands off just like Stead, but that can be just as annoying as that one client that's always looking. As soon as you turn the clippers off, they looking in the mirror. Trying to look there, and I literally had to tell clients, but I can't see while you see. Like, I gotta look. Just stay still for me. There's clients that have called me every other week. Hey, bro, any update? And in my agreement and contract, it says we update you every 35 days. So why are you hitting me every 14? You know what I'm saying? So understanding that clients are gonna have wants, they're gonna have needs, they're gonna have ways. I gotta be professional enough to not allow that to get me discombobulated, and go off on them. Cause sometimes you want to go off like, bro, please just let me do my job. I got you. Just make sure this next payment in 30 days come through so we continue services. Cause you worried about what I'm doing, make sure you pay me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how business goes. So understanding that you got to have patience. A lot of these barbers, they don't cut kids because they don't have patience. They don't cut people with special needs because they don't have patience. If you do want to run, especially a service-based business, because I just did a masterclass last night about the Servicepreneur ebook. If you don't have patience with people, bro, you're never going to find success. Like, it's just never going to happen.
With life.
Yeah, so being able to understand that in the barbershop definitely allowed me to run a flawless credit repair company, because I understand people's expectations, and I set expectations very low. Like, if I know I can get it done in 4 months, I'm going to tell you 12. So that what happens is, if it's done in 5, we did that in half. So under-deliver, under-deliver and over-promise. I think I said that correctly.
Under-sell, over-deliver. Under-promise, over-deliver.
Under-promise, yeah, that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. But essentially, bro, that being in a barber allowed me to do that, and transitioning that over to funding and credit, definitely being able to just be customer service based, bro. It's always about the customer. Always.
Yeah, that's a big piece of it, customer service, because if the customers ain't happy, they're going to tell other people, and, you know, word of mouth
is huge. It's huge. It'll either make or break a business. Absolutely.
So what are some of the major misconceptions about business funding?
So there's a lot of gurus out here, bro. And I'm going to do air quotes, because I'm not a guru. I'm just a man with information. Okay. And I'm still learning. I'm still gathering information. I'm still investing in information.
Self-aware man.
That's it, bro. I know I'm not, like, bro, there's people out here been knowing credit for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I've been doing it for 2. So I know there's other people out here that know more and probably could do better. But the difference between them and me is a level of care and passion that we move with. So I tell people all the time, like, for example, and I tell people this all the time, Smitty the GOAT. He has an awesome platform because he knows how to market. But what he doesn't tell you is he hires the greatest people in every industry. So when it comes to his content, he's hiring the best content creators. When it comes to his scripts, he's hiring the best script writers. When it comes to his events, he's hiring the best event people, because he can get the people in the room, but he's self-aware enough to know, I don't know how to color coordinate or whatever the case may be. You know, the small nuanced things that can make or break a business. So understanding that is like, okay, what are my strengths? What can I only do great? And then hiring out anybody else that can do that and making sure that they're great at it as well. So I tell a lot of people, man, if they're selling you a dream, bro, don't fall for it. I've never told anybody, oh yeah, we'll get you $1 million in 30 days. Like, I'm not giving unrealistic expectations. And I tell people, I had a client, he came to me, wanted to get his dream car. And he was ready to put like 20K down on it. And I told him, I said, hey bro, you might just want to, think about it. Right. Like I just told him straight up. I didn't tell him what to do, what not to do. I just said you might want to think about it, because even if you're putting that down, you're still going to be above what you want to spend a month. But just think about it. 3 to 4 weeks later, he got his whip. Now, most people, they would have been hating. Oh, why he ain't come to me to get the auto loan? I could have made bread off of that. Bro, I DM'd him like 3 or 4 messages. Bro, I'm super proud of you. You made a decision. You got what you wanted. Just take care of it. Because I know what it's like getting my dream car, having my vet. I knew what that process was like. You just want it so bad, you're not taking no for an answer. And I respect that. I didn't take that as a dig or why you can come through me. At the end of the day, I was able to give you information. We went through it, and then you went follow through, and you got what you wanted. So I tell people all the time, bro, you can't be a hater. It's more than enough to go around. And a lot of these dudes out here, bro, once they start getting money, you start to see their true colors. Because money doesn't change you. It just exposes who you are at your deepest core. So, yeah, if they selling you a dream, if you can't even go to these people's events and actually shake their hand and talk to them, bro, I wouldn't even invest. And not because their product isn't good, it's just because they're bigger than a system that, especially somebody starting off, you don't have no expertise, then, bro, you need somebody that's going to be able to hold your hand because that's step one. Right. We don't run before we learn how to walk. We don't walk before we learn how to crawl, and we don't learn how to crawl before we're born. So I tell people, you just got to create the idea, create the game plan, and just work it. So, yeah, a lot of these gurus out here, man, they selling people a lot of dreams. And when I start my mentorship, bro, I'm doing the complete opposite. Like, I want everything result based. Right. So, yeah.
There we go. Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's just pretend.
All right.
I got $0.
Okay.
I got the worst credit in the world.
Okay.
I see Ameer online. He's saying the right things. He got the suit on. I'm interested. He's piquing my interest.
Okay.
Now, what's the first 3 things that's going to happen when I start your program?
Okay. So, you say you have no dollars.
No.
Meaning, so dude, we're doing everything pro bono, essentially.
Well, do you work like that or no? Well, you know what? Don't ask.
So here's the thing, and I'm glad you asked me that. I'm at a point now to where I have a bit of time to invest pro bono. Okay. But if I feel like you bullshitting and you're not putting in work, I'm just gonna cut ties right there. Okay. So I do have a few people where they're literally in those type of situations, and I can take time to help build them out. And if they're actually doing what I tell them, and they get to a point, and I'm compensated at some point along the line, then absolutely. But so you say you have no dollars, credit's in the trash. Now tell me this: are we trying to start a business to get funded? Or are you just trying to like buy a house? Like what is the goal?
Let's say you're a CEO, a founder, entrepreneur. You know you're getting things off the ground.
Okay.
But you know that funding is going to be inevitable.
Okay. So here's what we do. So first we got to check that credit profile. Okay. Now you can either pay for credit repair or you can DIY. I'm actually working on my DIY program where we all know we're in the stages of AI. You have a lot of different platforms, Credit Fixer, Dispute Fox, ChatGPT. You can go out there and dispute your credit on your own. So I tell people, this is the prompts that you need. You can go on there, create those letters. I tell them how to send it off, what attachments, documents to include in those. Let's dispute and clean up this credit profile. Credit will always be key. A lot of people say they don't want to personally guarantee for lines of credit. I'm telling you now, if you're not revenuing at least $2 to $3 million, that personal credit will always be brought up. You got 3 things: credit, collateral, cash. Cash is last for a reason because anybody can have cash. We don't know where that money's coming from. Collateral meaning having real assets. If you barely got a cash, you probably don't have any assets. So at least make sure you got your damn credit right. So that's number 1. We're going to make sure that credit's right. 2, we're going to actually structure your entity. So now there's a lot of industries out here that are considered high risk. Real estate, trucking, adult entertainment. There's a lot of different industries that are considered high risk. Now, consulting, I'm putting y'all down. A lot of people don't know, but I think it's 541661. If that's your Noxus code and you're having a consulting business, a lot of banks are moving away because within the last few years, that was the gag. Oh, you start a consulting firm, you can claim whatever you want in revenue, the bank's gonna throw money at you. Because a lot of people have been defaulting, now that's not possible. So, structure that LLC correctly. Oh, do not pay anybody to create your LLC. I just had my partner tell me somebody was gonna do it for free. He was excited. I said, bro, that's how it's supposed to be. Right. Like, and not to make him, feel less than, but I was just like, bro, don't pay nobody to create no LLC. Go to the Secretary of State. If you watch it from another state, go to the Secretary of State. $110 here in Georgia. Easy. I do that for free. We create over 30 LLCs this year. It's a 15-minute Zoom call. That takes nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you got no money? Let's do it. But you got to do these things on your end because I can't do it for you. So like I said, number 1, we're going to get that credit profile together. You can either pay for services, credit repair, or we can do it the DIY route, which I kind of guide you and just give you step by step and play by play. Then after that, we structure your business correctly, whether you have one or if you don't. Now, this is something that Green and Gold has that a lot of other funding companies don't, and that's Age Chef Corps. Now, some people's like, what the hell is an Age Chef Corp?
Yeah, I was about to ask. I didn't want to sound stupid.
There's no such thing as a stupid question. That's one thing I always learn, and that's why I've been able to get in certain rooms because I ask the right questions, even if it sounds dumb. An age corp is an age business that has no taxes, no debts, no accounts. It has nothing attached to it. It's just an LLC that was created years ago. Now, why is this powerful, you may ask? If you have a standard credit profile, 680, 700, few lines of credit, everything's paid on time, no negatives, when you go apply with a brand new LLC that's 90 days, you might get $500 limits, $1,000 limits, $2 to $5K. That's usually the ceiling that we see for brand new LLCs. Now, when you come in with an LLC, the last one I just sold 3 weeks ago was 18 years old. So now, just you see how you had that reaction? Now, just imagine me coming to you. Prime example, I'm a dope boy. I've been on the block for 18 years. If I say Taurus, I need a front, bro. Front me a couple bags. Who you gonna give it to? The new kid on the block or the dude that's been holding down that probably just hit a few road bumps? See what I'm saying? Yeah. So I explain that to people like that because you want to be established. Right. Of course, you got to start from somewhere, but purchasing those age courses, and you can go online and check them. I sell mine for $2,500 minimum. And like I said, 18 years. You can go on Google right now and type in 3-year-old age court. You're not going to find anything cheaper than $2,500. So now, once we have the perfect credit profile, then we have that age court, and we go apply to the banks. But they're going to throw the bag at you because we know how to apply. We know what underwriting is looking for. We know what they need. So when we fill out the application correctly, the credit profile tells what we need, and then that entity is created correctly, and it has the age, man, it's going to throw the bag at you. They're going to throw the bag at you. So that is our step-by-step playbook when it comes from ground zero, not really having anything, and then building you up and getting you in the right place. And I also have Deshaun, who was on your podcast as well. That's my financial advisor. We got some people that take care of taxes. I'm actually looking for somebody that's an expert in bookkeeping, just so that we can add those services as well, because it's a lot of layers of being in business. Like you say, you got to wear a lot of hats. Yeah, sure. And you want to hire experts because you could take 2 to 3 years and learn the tax game, or you can hire somebody that did 30 years. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, bro, that would be our step-by-step process for sure.
Okay, all right. Now, as far as, negatives on the credit, repos, evictions, charge-offs, these type of things, are these things, because we hear a lot of things about credit repair, are these things actually coming off of your credit?
Absolutely. So I tell people all the time, man, if you see that 7-day sweep, 14-day sweep, 80%, I'm not gonna say 90, but 80% of the time, bro, those accounts are gonna come back report, especially charged off accounts. Charged off accounts means that you didn't pay off on the debt, so they charge it off as bad debt. They sold it to a debt collector. A lot of big companies, they have their own in-house debt collections, so essentially it's a lot harder to get that removed when you're dealing with a traditional debt collection, because you got the FDCPA, which is the Fair Debt Collection the Fair Debt Collection Protection Act. So now that we have other laws set in place for us to get these things removed. So I tell people all the time, once it's gone on your report dealing with green and gold, you don't have to worry about it again. Unless you do an agreement with that collection agency. Like once you're in agreement with them, you sign off with them, it's kind of too late, because now you're voiding contract. They can go legal, sue you, do all that. But if you have not done a contract, you have not paid on them, you just kind of just been ignoring it, which most people do, we can make some things happen for you. So absolutely. I don't believe in the whole sweeps and it's gone in 7. Now inquiries, we can get that done in 24, 48 hours. That's light work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when it comes to collections, charge off, bankruptcy is not even supposed to report to your damn credit anyway. Because if you ask the debt collection agency or if you ask the bureaus where did they get this information from, guess what they're gonna say? They're gonna say we got it from the courts. Then I go to the courts, I ask the clerk, I say, hey, this is my bankruptcy case number. Can you show me write a letter, an affidavit of who y'all report to? And that affidavit is gonna say, we don't report to anybody. So how are y'all getting this information? Right. And anything on your credit report is supposed to be 2 things, 100% verifiable and 100% accurate. So therefore, if the courts that house this information say we don't report anywhere, that's not verifiable. Right? And then accuracy is the biggest thing. If you have just one character off in your name, your address, your date of birth, anything, that's an infraction. That's something that we can go after. Get that dispute and get it removed off your report. So that's what me and my team do, man. We look for inaccuracy. We create inaccuracies because now we know the game, and we catch these debt collectors in lies, man.
Okay. Yeah. I need to hit my boy up, man. He making this sound good.
It, man. Let's work, bro. Let's
2026, bro.
And then this is another thing, bro, and this is why people love my business model. We got a 120-day money-back guarantee. So either you're going to pay full time or you break it down into 4 payments. So after that 4th payment, if you didn't see anything get deleted, your score doesn't go up, you're entitled to your money back 100%. And then when it comes to funding, like I was telling you, bro, we don't charge you anything up front. We don't get paid till you get paid. So essentially, if we go get you $100K, yeah, we're going to charge you a 10% fee, but that's on the back end. not on the front end. It comes out of the money that you got funded. It's not like you got to have 10K sitting liquid to go get 100K. So that's why our model works, and that's why we're able to get a lot of deals closed, because we're worried about the customer. And that's when you ask me, what did I learn from the barbershop to this business? But the customer always going to matter. I'm not going to say they always right. A lot of these jokers be wrong as hell. But I can tell you, as long as the customer's satisfied, bro, they're going to tell other people, and your business is going to grow.
Okay, all right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, this has been a pretty heavy conversation, man. We talked about some deep stuff, man. Yeah. I kind of want to lighten it up a little bit.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
So I'm going to just ask you some fun questions, some this or that, some unserious questions.
Let's do it.
And you just tell me what you thinking. So this first one it's like a this or that, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 2 options, and you tell me which one is the better one.
Okay.
All right. First one, 10K business credit or 10K in cash?
10K business credit, 10K in cash. I would definitely probably go 10K business credit. And the reason why I do that is because, for 2 reasons. Inflation on cash is at an all-time high, so my 10K is really not worth 10K, especially if I hold it and put it in the shoebox, right? Now, 10K in business credit, that's revolving. And I can get a credit limit increase. I've never sat there and watched a stack of 10K turn to another 10K just sitting there. So if I use that 10K properly, use it, pay off, use it, pay off, use it, pay off, every 90 days or probably 91 days, I get a credit limit increase based on my spending habits. So the reason why I say business credit is because after a year, if we just put that 10K sitting in a high yield savings at 3%, I guarantee you, just off credit limit increases, my limit will increase higher than 3% if I use that line of credit perfectly. So I'll definitely say 10K business credit for sure.
Okay, all right. 0% interest for 12 months or lower monthly payments?
Oh, 0%. And this is why I say a lot of people don't even know the math, but your debt obligation on 0% interest is only 1%. So if I have a $10,000 credit card and I max that out, my minimum payment is only 1%, which is $100. Now, you mean to tell me you can't take 5 figures and invest that in your business and return 3? Right. Again, you put that money in the wrong vehicle. So absolutely, 0% interest all the time. Because just imagine you bought a house, 0% interest. Imagine if you got a car. They doing it now because it's the end of the year. Imagine you get a car, 0% interest. Yeah. I don't care about no monthly payment. Right. You know what I'm saying? Monthly payment, bro, that's forever. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I would definitely say 0% interest.
Okay. All right, grants or loans?
Ooh, come on, now that's easy. Grant me.
I got to pay that mug back.
Yeah, grant me, bro. That's free money.
Okay. Are they as easy to get as loans?
Absolutely not. Because we live in the nation with the most debt in the world. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, nah. Think about it like this, bro. We went to school. Did you take out student loans?
I did.
Bro, you were 18. Right. They allowed you to take out money with no plan on paying it back. Right. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely, loans is going to always be way easier to get. And the basis of everything is the vehicle that you put fuel into. Yeah. If you put money behind a vehicle that's going to actually move fast, you're going to get somewhere quickly. But if you put it into something that's riding on blocks, you're probably not going to go nowhere. You're going to go nowhere very fast. Right. So, yeah, absolutely. I would say grants all day long.
Okay. LLC or S Corp for scaling?
Oh, so, and this is something that me and my tax lady literally just had this conversation in October. If you are a solopreneur, meaning you're the only one on your LLC, you don't have employees, and I believe it's under $154,000. It changes every year. LLC, okay. Because that self-employment tax is going to be ugly, but when you go S Corp and you have other employees and you list yourself as an employee, now your employee tax doesn't hit as hard. So you want to get to a certain threshold of a foundation of having employees, having real expenses, because with an LLC, you can write off. Yeah, for sure. S Corp, you can as well, but it's going to be looked at and taxed completely differently when it gets to that bottom line. So like I said, solopreneur, go LLC to start off, but once you actually start having employees, you start crossing over certain thresholds in the 6 figures and get with your tax law. Again, that's why I have one. I'm not an expertise in that.
It's too complicated.
Your tax consultant will let you know when it's time to switch over to that S Corp, because it's a lot of savings when it comes to employment tax and everything of that nature.
All right. Personal credit or business credit for building power?
Oh, man. Personal credit or business credit when it comes to building power? I'm going to have to choose personal credit, and here's why. The average person, their business probably won't make $1 million. The average person. We're going to speak in general, not specifics, right? So as long as I keep my 700 or better credit score and no negatives and no late pays, I can get approved for whatever I want. again, if you don't want to use your social and strictly EIN, like I said, you got to be at that $1 million threshold. So I would tell people when you said a very curious word there, power. Now, if you really want the power, of course, business. Yeah. But business is built on the foundation of personal. So you can't have the one without the two. You can't have the chicken without the egg. So I would definitely say the chicken first, which is personal, and then that'll lay eggs to give you the power through your business.
Gotcha. Because it seems like businesses, I mean, not businesses, but banks, they loan more money to businesses.
Yes, that. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. 50K line of credit or 25K credit card? I already know what you're going to say.
50K line of credit or 25K credit card. Now, here's why I'm going to say line of credit. A credit card can be a headache to liquidate. If you're in real estate, I'm just going to stick with real estate because that's usually most people that need cash on hand to put into a project and move. So if you're in real estate, you've probably already been doing your homework, looking into lines of credit. A line of credit is going to be immaculate because that's cash I can actually pull out. Now, if you're in an e-commerce space, you're in a space where you're not dealing with a lot of tangible things, then that credit card is going to hit all day long. So I'm going to put a line of credit over a credit card because I have some guys that do liquidation of credit cards. They charging right now, I think it's like 3.5%, 4% or whatever you're trying to liquidate. So they can get ugly if we're talking about 50K plus. Yeah. Well, even with 25K, you know what I'm saying? So you would be walking around with 19,000, 20,000, but you still got to pay back 25. But a line of credit, you might get 8%, 9%, and now you have access to that money whenever you need it. So I will put a line of credit over a credit card all day long.
Okay. High income or high credit limit?
High income or high credit limit? Man, high income, bro. High income because once you actually start cash flowing, you start making money, bro, life gets easier. You know what I'm saying? If done correctly. Right. Let me say that. I always got to throw that disclaimer in there. Because, you know, more money, more problems. But I will always say high income because most of my problems right now, I guarantee if I made an extra 10 to 20K a month, I won't have that problem. I have a whole new problem. Right. So always, yeah. Okay.
All right, couple more. Dre, I might need 5 more minutes, brother. All right. You tell me if these segments are fact or cap. Just based off what you know. Black men get denied business funding more often.
I really don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Because if you would have asked me this a year ago, I'd probably say yes. But because I've been in other rooms and other places where a lot of black men are like killing it, they're crushing it, they're on this type of wave, I want to say, I don't know. Okay. I really don't know. Right. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna sit here and try to bullshit you, bro. I really don't know if we do. Systematically, we probably do. Just understand all our life we had to fight. You know what I'm saying? But based off bro, people, lenders, underwriters, bro, as long as that profile is right, bro, they don't care, bro. They gonna give you the bag if everything is lined up.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. You need a perfect 800 score to get big credit lines.
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
All right. Enough said. Cash is king.
Hell no.
What? Okay.
Credit over cash all day long.
Okay. All right.
And inflation, for those like, how, why? Inflation.
Got it. All right. Starting a business requires your own money.
No. OPM all day long. Using other people's money. Okay. All day long.
A barbershop can't make 7 figures.
Hell no. Hell no. There's a couple guys I follow now out there in California crushing it. Yeah, you could definitely make $1 million behind a barbershop.
Okay. All right. So... Well, thank you for that. Thank you for your expertise.
Yes, sir.
All right, so after you've been funded, what's the move? Invest in marketing or invest in operations?
Oh, okay. And that's a great question. And this happened to one of my guys that's in the mentorship I'm in now. Spent a lot of money on ads, a lot of money on advertising. Got over 400 leads in 14 days. His business crumbled because he didn't have the infrastructure to handle that. Right? It's amazing to have 400 leads. It's amazing to have 400 people saying, "Lana, bro, I need to get on the podcast tomorrow." But if you don't have the team, the cameras, the memory space, whatever you need to run your business, bro, you're just going to have 400 disappointed people. Right. So Infrastructure over everything. Just like with a house, they got to build that foundation. If the foundation isn't right, your roof gonna leak, your walls gonna squeak, everything is gonna happen. You know, everything can go bad. So I would definitely say creating that foundation first, having infrastructure, having systems, having SOPs is gonna allow you to even get to the point to where we can put money behind dollars and everything like that. And organic marketing is gonna hit all the time. I put money behind ads. I've had a few leads, but nothing has came close to actually going to events, doing things like what we're doing right now to actually engage with people, and now they can build what we call name, image, and likeness, you know, NIL. Now people know, like, and trust you, and they're ready to work with you. So,
exactly,
yeah.
Exactly. All right. Hire your first assistant or upgrade your equipment after you've been funded. Guess it depends.
It very much well so. But you said hire assistant or do what?
Mm-hmm. Hire your first assistant or upgrade your equipment. Let's just say it's a barber.
As a barber, man, damn near all these clippers the same, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. They just get quieter and a little bit sharper, bro. I would definitely hire an assistant to help or build some type of infrastructure where you're getting automatic payment reminders, you're getting, schedule reminders, things of that nature. Like when I was trying to book just on my notes app and just penciling in names, bro, I was double booking all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, and that drives bad business, that drives bad results. But once I went to the platform to cut, and now people can message me, I can take payments, I can let them know when I'm closing, I'm going out. Now that's cool, and once I have that lined up, then I can go, spend $5K or whatever I want on equipment and lights and all that other type of stuff. But it's just like basketball, bro. That Wilson ball gonna dribble just like the ball from Six Flags, bro. Just get it through the hoop. You just gotta get the job done.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Pay off debt or stack cash for growth.
Oh, you got to get out of debt, bro. You got to pay that debt off, man, and strategically. But, pay that debt off.
All right. Scale your best-selling service or launch a new one.
Best-selling. My mentor, he just did a master class a couple weeks ago. I wasn't able to physically go, but do what works. Do what works. Hire for the things that don't. So delegation. So absolutely, yeah.
Okay, all right. Raise prices or increase volume.
Ooh. I want to change volume to value. And I say that because when you have more value, you charge higher ticket. So like I said earlier, you can't expect higher prices with discount energy. So if somebody asks you what your price is and you stuttering, why would I rock out with you?
Right.
But when you can tell somebody, just like I said, we got a 120-day money-back guarantee. We got a portal to where you can log in and see what's being disputed. My team will reach out to you every 35 days with a progress report. That's value. Versus me just saying, I'm just going to launch a DIY. And I'm saying, I don't even want to deal with the people. Y'all just do it on yourself. Yeah, I could launch that new product. That could help someone. Or I can make the product that is working a lot more valuable and add more to it. So, yeah, add more value all the time. Because, like I said, with volume, if you don't got the infrastructure, it's pointless. So, yeah, add more value always. Always be value-based.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Always be value-based. That's a bar.
Time.
That's a bar right there. All right, man. The name of the show is Another 24, right?
Okay.
And the reason why it's called Another 24 is because that's the biggest blessing that we can get. Right?
Absolutely.
It's the one thing that everybody on the face of the earth, I don't care who you are, can agree on.
Yeah.
We don't agree on much.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing everybody can agree on. It's the one thing that we can all relate to.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one thing that'll bring us together. We all want that, right?
Right.
So for the young man, he might be at Georgia Southern right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he might be at Georgia State.
I knew that was coming.
But maybe he wants to be a barber. Maybe he wants to go into business funding. He's watching everything you do.
Okay.
He's like, man, I like what Ameer's doing, but he might be struggling.
Mm-hmm.
He might be going through a hard time.
Yeah.
What are some words of encouragement, some things that you would tell him to keep him going through his next 24? If you could, just look at that camera. Give me about 30 seconds of motivation for that man.
30 seconds of motivation. Hey, bro, I see you. The views, the likes, they might not add up, but at the end of the day, you have value. You were blessed with another 24 hours, meaning you still have purpose. You still have divine meaning here on this earth. Remind yourself of that and surround yourself of those that pour into it. Don't pour into an empty cup and always see the cup half full. And the reason why that you must understand that your power of a blessing of being on this earth is only going to come rooted from your true purpose. So if you don't know why you're doing it, figure out your why. Why stands for what hurts you, what gets you motivated, what moves. And understand, motivation is nothing but an emotion. So you can listen to these words every single day, and it'll pick you up and get you fired up. But just like fires, without oxygen, without some type of source to burn, it's going to go out. So find inspiration. Find people that inspire you. Find a way to stay close to that fire. Because the further you move away from it, the colder you're going to get, and you're going to find yourself lost in that rat race. So definitely understand your purpose, create your why, and make sure every single day you're attacking that goal and create new ones, because success is a moving target. And I'll leave you with this. Success happens twice. First in the mind, second in reality. This iPhone that's in my jacket, somebody had to think of it first, create a blueprint, and then actually find the materials and make it come into fruition. So start with the mind first, and then it'll come into fruition.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
That's powerful. That's powerful. So where can people find you, man?
So on all platforms, it's stat.meer, stvck.meer. Yeah, we spelled that a little bit differently. So stat.meer. I'll leave all my contact info with you, man. I'm at a point, bro, where I'm always able to answer my phone. Maybe in 2026, it won't be that way. So get it while it's hot. You know, we love Krispy Kreme when that hot sun is on. So right now we're hot. We got availabilities. We got time to really work hand in hand. But once this mentorship and this community drops, a lot of people going to take up my time and my energy. So get with me now, bro, because going into 2026, we got a lot of things cooking up, a lot of relationships being built, and a lot of opportunities for not just myself, for other people that we come in contact with. So yeah, I'm ready to work if you are.
Hey, man, there it is,
yes, sir.
Man. Look, this was a great conversation, man. We got to do a part 2, man, because I got stuff I ain't even get to.
This is beautiful.
But yeah, man, I appreciate everything you did. Anytime you need a space to,
absolutely,
to talk about what you got coming.
And shout out to you, bro. I got to give my man his flowers, man. I didn't even know this man existed 14 days ago, but as soon as we connect, as soon as we met, I saw his image, saw what he was trying to do, and we aligned, bro. And that's how I said, strangers will support you before anybody else will. So definitely tap in, bro. I'll give you your flowers. Keep doing the great thing, man. Yes, sir.
That, my brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, I can't wait to see what you do in 2026, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to be in contact, man.
Absolutely, my brother.
All right, my
yes,
brother.
Sir.
That's a wrap.